What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck was actually suggested to me by one of my patrons, Wesley. And this deck is an extremely powerful deck that summons out one of the most iconic boss monsters ever created, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. And definitely give Wesley some love down in the comments down below for suggesting such an awesome deck. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This card is the main combo piece of the deck and is such an awesome card to be able to base a deck around. This card is an extremely powerful card that's super easy to get on your side of the field and is the main card we're going to be using in every single one of our combos. We then play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. This card is super easy to get out on your side of the field because all you have to do is reveal it and a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand to special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field. It also has a really cool ability. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while in the field or in the graveyard, and once per turn, you can target a monster that your opponent controls and destroy it, but this card cannot attack the turn you activate that effect. But it's just such a powerful 2 in the deck, and it's also searchable off your copy of Meli The Awakening Dragon. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is a great one-of in this deck because this card is such a powerful card. It's actually my favorite Blue Eyes card ever created because it's literally the jet that Kaiba rides in turned into a card. Comment down below what your favorite Blue Eyes card is down in the comments, but this is my personal favorite and it's such an awesome card in the deck. It protects your other cards on your side of the field and it's just a really powerful card that can come back from the graveyard over and over again. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon is a really good one-of in the deck because this card has the ability, if it's special summoned, you can add a ritual spell or polymerization from your deck to your hand. And during your end phase, you can add a level 8 or higher dragon monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability to be able to use with this card because this card actually helps you get to your copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max and Chaos Form. So on the follow-up turn, you can go in for a copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max. I love that about this card, and it's just such a powerful card to instantly give you access to Blue Eyes Chaos Max. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. This card is so powerful in the deck, and with your copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon helping you get to your copy of Chaos Form and this card, it's so easy to summon to your side of the field. It does double piercing damage and comes out at 4,000 attack points, and it's just such a powerful card in this deck, and it's so easy to summon. We then play 3 copies of Dictator of D. This card is a really cool 3-of in the deck and is actually one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck, is while you control a Blue Eyes monster, you can choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks, which is really powerful because you can actually make your opponent attack into your Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon or even just a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is such a cool effect. It also has the ability that you can send a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. And also has the ability that you can discard a Blue Eyes White Dragon or any card that mentions it and then target a Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it, essentially bringing Blue Eyes back all the time with this card, which is amazing to just swarm the field. We then play 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage with Eyes of Blue is a definite 3-of in this build, and this card is amazing because when it's normal summon, you can add a light level 1 tuner from your deck to your hand, being able to search out any of the white stone cards, or even search out Effect Veiler, which is insane about this card. This card also has a really cool ability that you can discard this card and then target an effect monster that you control, send this card to the graveyard, and send that card to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, essentially giving you access to Jet Dragon, your copies of Abyss Dragon, or even Blue Eyes White Dragon with this card's ability, which is so cool. We then play 3 copies of the White Stone of Ancients. The White Stone of Ancients is a definite 3-of in the deck. This card has a great ability that it basically once per turn during the end phase, if this card's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, which is a great ability just to help you swarm the board board with more Blue Eyes cards. We then play a single copy of the White Stone of Legend. If this card touches the graveyard, it lets you add a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, just to increase the consistency of the deck. We then play 3 copies of Assault Synchron. I really love this card in the deck as a 3-up, because this card helps you go in for cards like Chaos Angel using a light and a dark card, which is amazing because we play a bunch of level 8s in the deck, and this card can special summon itself to your side of the field, so you can use a Blue Eyes monster plus a copy of Assault Synchron to go into Baron de Fleur or Chaos Angel, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's amazing just to stop your opponent from touching the deck, and it's such a powerful hand trap. We then play a single copy of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is searchable off the copy of Sage with Eyes of Blue, which is insane that you can actually search Effect Veiler in this deck. But this card is great as a 1-of in the deck, just to stop your opponent's monster effects. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Chaos Form. Chaos Form is amazing in this deck to help you summon at your copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And the cool thing about this card is you can actually banish Blue Eyes White Dragon from your graveyard to be able to ritual summon using this card, making it super easy to summon out Chaos Max. We then play a single copy of Polymerization. Polymerization is searchable off of Abyss Dragon and helps you go in for cards like Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, which is just so cool that you can search this card in the deck to go in for fusion plays using your copy of Abyss Dragon. We then play a single copy of Ultimate Fusion. Ultimate Fusion is a crazy powerful fusion spell in this deck that lets you, during the main phase, fusion summon a fusion monster from your X deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as a material by shuffling the fusion materials from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck, and then destroy face-up cards that your opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragons and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons that you used from your side of the field to be able to summon out the fusion monster, which is amazing because this card can not only pop cards but recycle resources, which is crazy. We then play a single copy of Cards of Consonance. This card is really cool because you can discard one of your white stones to be able to draw 2 cards, which is such a cool ability about this card because those cards also give you searches or special summons, giving you more access to cards. We then play 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. Dragon Shrine is amazing as a 2-of in the deck, and I love playing this card as a 2-of in the build over playing Foolish Burial, because you can activate this card and send a Blue Eyes White Dragon, the original, from your deck to the graveyard, and then send Jet Dragon to the graveyard to make Jet Dragon live, which is such a cool ability about this card, and it makes it such a good 2-of in the deck. I love this card in the deck over Foolish Burial for that interaction alone. We then play 3 copies of Trade-In. Trade-In is such a good 3-of in the deck because we're playing so many level 8s, and this card just helps you dig into the deck for the exact cards that you need. We then play 3 copies of the Melody of Awakening Dragons. Melody of Awakening Dragons is insane because you just discard a card to add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, giving you access to some really powerful cards. Even just searching out your copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon and Alternative White Dragon is insane because it's going to give you basically both the pieces that you need to summon out your copy of Alternative White, which is so cool. So that's it for these spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 3, and that's going to be 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Impermanence is really good right now, and this card helps out a lot just to stop your opponent's monster effects and lock down entire columns of spells and traps. This card is an amazing hand trap to go along with our copies of Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler in this build, just to make sure we're going to be able to stop our opponent, so that we can go in for some OTKs with our big dragons. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with a single copy of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. This card is an insane boss monster in this build. It just requires a Blue Eyes White Dragon plus any other dragon, which is insane how easy it is to be able to summon this card to your side of the field. But this card can attack all monsters that your opponent controls once each and once per turn. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you can target a trap card in the grave and set it to your spell and trap card zone. Being able to recover cards back like Infinite Impermanence is just crazy. I absolutely love that about this card, and it makes it a really powerful one-of in the extra deck. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. This card is amazing because you don't even have to use polymerization to summon it to your side of the field. You can just contact fuse 2 Blue Eyes into this card, and this card is amazing because it can actually attack twice during your battle phase into monsters, which is really cool. And if the monster is not destroyed by battle, it actually banishes that opponent's monster, which is such a cool effect about this card. Plus, it cannot be destroyed by battle, making this card extremely hard to deal with. We can play a single copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. If you use a copy of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon to be able to make this card can actually pop 3 cards on the field every turn, which is such a cool effect. But just like your copy of Alternative White, it then cannot attack. But this card is insane because it also has the ability that your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects, making it very hard to deal with. We then play a single copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is very easy to make in this deck because this card is super easy to make with Assault Synchron plus any level 8 monster. And if you put a Light and a Dark into this card, then Synchro monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. And also, if you put a Dark monster into it, then monsters that you control cannot be destroyed by battle, making this card very, very powerful in this build, being able to protect your cards. We then play a single copy of Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur is really good because this card is a walking negate and can also pop cards on the field, making this card a definite one-of in the deck. Plus, you can just use your copy of Assault Synchron plus any level 8 to be able to make this card. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This card is great in the deck as a one-of, and it's super easy to summon with any level 8 plus one of your level 1 light tuners. And this card is really easy to summon, but it also has a really cool effect that neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time, essentially shutting down your opponent from pendulum summoning, because this card was actually released in Pendulum era, which is so cool. It also has the ability once per turn, during either player's turn, when an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation, which is great to be able to shut down graveyard effects. And also this card can tag itself out for another light dragon synchro monster in your extract, which is so cool. We then play a single copy of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. You can actually tag out your copy of Spirit Dragon into this card during your opponent's turn, and this card has a great effect that if this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters that you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effects, and once per turn during your standby phase, you can target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is such a good effect. We then play a single copy of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Black Rose Moonlight is so good to be able to tag out your copy of Spirit Dragon into this card, because this card has a great ability. If this card is special summoned or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, you can target a special summon monster your opponent controls and return that target back to the hand, essentially bouncing level 5 or higher monsters off the field. We then play a single copy of Number 38. This card just eats spell cards, which is why we play this card as a one-of in the deck, plus it's super easy to summon. We then play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code is great because it's very easy to make in this build, and it pops multiple cards on the field, plus it can come out absolutely massive. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn is to spin stuff off the field. We then play a single copy of Celine because we do play spellcasters in the deck in the form of Dictator of D and the copy of Sage with Eyes of Blue, so you can easily climb from a copy of this card into Access Code. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP is great in this deck because it helps you summon out your copy of Unicorn during the opponent's turn so you can spin cards off the field. We then play a single copy of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is great in this deck as a one-of because it's so easy to make, and it just bounces cards off the field while also putting cards on the field, because if you don't open up like Dragon Shrine, the best target for this is actually Jet Dragon to be able to put on your side of the field, or even your copy of Abyss Dragon if you have a Blue Eyes in the graveyard, which is so cool. This card is a definite one-of in just about any Dragon deck. We then play a single copy of Linkuriboh because we play so many level 1s in this deck, and this card just protects us from attacks that we don't want to take, and this card is just really good. You can also change this card out for a copy of Relinquished Anima if you want to, or any of the expensive cards in the deck like Chaos Angel can be changed out for Relinquished Anima if you want a more budget option. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Blue Eyes White Dragon before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's crazy powerful, super fun to be able to play, and it just OTKs like crazy. It's one of my favorite decks to be able to play because it's so easy to summon Blue Eyes to your side of the field, and it's amazing that you can still build a deck around Blue Eyes because it's got insane support. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys!